My dearest apprentice, the King Mir is dead. I send you to the City of Ink to discover who has murdered him. The steward shall meet you at the gate. Do not dally. There is something afoot.
You've arrived. The master detective sent a letter saying you would come. I am Sorrel, steward to King Mir. Or, I was at least. I'll brief you on the situation.
The steward appears very upset.
Yes, the situation. Our King Mir, he was murdered. There's already a suspect. His brother, the woodworker, August. And it looks rather grim for him. Another detective arrived 2 days ago. Oleander has said his name was. We already had August in custody as his dagger was inside the king's neck. And August was the only one with the king the night of the murder. I would encourage you to speak with Oleander. He's staying with his friend Otho in the Manor District. Up the 2 sets of curved stairs and then take a sharp left. Otho's manor is on the other side of the small bridge. Oh, and here's a map. I've annotated it with city details for your convenience. I hope it helps. Speak with Oleander, please. Up the 2 sets of curved stairs and then take a sharp left. Otho's manor is on the other side of the small bridge.
Looking for Oleander? He's up the stairs and to the left. Manor District.
Oleander, you would have 1 too many stairs. You want to head back down 1 flight of stairs and continue straight along the castle wall.
Who are you?
Oleander. Not sure where he's at. Probably with Otho over in the Manor District?
You're looking for Oleander? Wrong spot, Mr. Detective. This is the orphanage.
Ah, you're the other detective. Looking for Oleander? He is over in the Manor District, opposite side of the city.
If you're trying to find Oleander, you can take that ladder right outside.
I saw you crossing the bridge. Thought you were Cold Feet, the delivery dog. The master detective never really liked me much. It's a shame he has taken such lengths to question my ability. I've already solved the murder. Do you have any questions? Chit-chat. I thought you were here to solve an investigation. Well, if you would like a fun fact, Otho and my father were trainees together for the Innovation Reserve of the Curator. My father has passed now, but Otho has been like a second father to me. I try to visit him once a year. I saw you crossing the bridge.
The dog was a former apprentice. You recognize his face from one of the portraits in the detective's hall. He refuses to look at you. He is calm, but embarrassed? Or what?
Well, I'm sure the steward already told you. The king's brother stabbed him in the neck. The two would talk every night in the bridge district. August initially came running to the guards saying the king had been stabbed. When the guards arrived, they found August's knife in the king's neck. For timeline, the king was murdered 4 days ago. I came to the city of Ink 2 days ago to visit my friend Otho. When I arrived, August was detained, but they had no motive. I searched his workshop and found a journal signed by him declaring I should have been king. Suffice to say, murder of a brother, driven by jealousy. It would not be the first time court murder had such a basis. I'm just shocked how sloppy it was. If he concealed his identity in the acts, he could have been king. Though, I'm shocked by my own result even. August seems so unlikely. Look, Apprentice, I was thorough with my investigation, but there are holes. As with any investigation, really. But if Drake, the MD, if he really doubts me that much still, maybe I can help. I don't ever hope to be accepted by him again, but maybe I can earn some of his respect back by helping you. Very well. I will walk you through your tools as a detective. I'll assume they are the same as my own, having both trained under Drake. You see the dial that just changed color? That's my favorability. You have the skill to visualize and assume how much others like you. The higher the favor, often the better. Dogs will divulge additional information when they like you. This information is indicated by the number of stars beside an option. If you don't have enough favor, you will still get info, but it will be limited. So it's still worth selecting these options. Exactly. You selected an option requiring 2 favor. The full answer is locked behind that 2 favor, but doesn't always entail the information is completely locked. You can pry to take a chance and unlock hidden information. Pry will always lower favor by 1 point, but might sometimes unlock key information. Why not try it? The Master Detective has trained you well. Pry is a powerful tool, but be cautious of its misuse. Oftentimes, prying too early or often will completely lock you from information you need high favor for. Additionally, I know of one detective who pried too much and was convicted of the murder she sought to solve, the town's dog growing angry at her disrespect. Be careful. One of the more advanced skills you may have is to see if something is missing. Often, dialogue options will be hidden until you have a certain piece of evidence. This is indicated by the star of the Empire. Do you see it? When this appears, come back later when you have a new piece of evidence that would entail a new line of discussion. Speaking of discussion, you should have 3 actions as a detective: investigation, chat, and favor. Would you like me to explain those? Investigation always asks directly about the current investigation. In your case, the murder of King Mir. As a young detective, you may think this is your best means of solving an investigation, but not always. Being a detective involves balancing relationships, give and take, tit for tat. Clues are often hidden in the most menial places. Chat goes directly to the heart of this. You learn about the dogs you are investigating, their lives, relationships, motives. Ah, yes, favors. In doing favors, you build trust and raise favorability. Every investigation is different, but many are solved by doing favors. It opens up new lines of investigation and additional evidence. You have insight. So you're a dreamer. I'm not familiar with the insight skill. You have more experience with it than I, but from what I've heard, it can allow you to read people's minds sometimes. That is certainly a power. Anyway, thank you for allowing me to walk you through detective skills. If you have any questions regarding the investigation and evidence, I may be able to help.
Hello, Apprentice. I am Otho. Oh, yes. I am always interested in a good conversation. What do you wish to talk about? I am Otho. I was a banker, first in my family, but I also taught economics at the Reserve. I grew up on the outskirts of the capital and moved here after the Raven War to finally read my backlog of books. I was also good friends with the king. He was one of my students back at the Reserve. My nephew, Nair, also lives here. Books? Ha! I do love them. Not just the academic kind, but the stories, the mythos. Every year, Oleander brings Joanne and I a delivery of books. This year, he brought fewer than normal, but he did bring a very old, unique one about Lucan, the founding emperor. The Myth of Black Wolves, it's called. It's quite the read. Ah, yes, my nephew Nair lives here. He grew up here, actually. My sister's pup, he is. She's long passed. But I was very close with her. I wish I was closer with Nair. And Oleander is, at this point, my adopted son. His father was my closest friend, but like many others, he too passed young. I helped raise Oleander in his late childhood and sponsored him through the academy. He is a very bright one, aced all his exams, was even the Emperor's nominee. They only give that to one student a year. I'm very proud of him. Then the Raven War came around and he took up the crossbow. He's returned to detective work and teaches lore and history at the Reserve. But the Master Detective never forgave him for something. I doubt he'll ever return to the Academy. Hello again, Apprentice. Oleander, he is like a son to me. I do not enjoy entertaining the idea that his work may be incorrect. Though August does not seem at first a likely suspect, the evidence is too much. I know Oleander and the Master Detective have had a spat, but he means well, and he does good work. Please don't let Drake's opinions influence your own. Learn about Oli for who he is. Hello again, Apprentice.
An air of tired confidence, a sponge squeezed dry. Is he tired of the happenings of war and death? The smell radiates from him. Paper, ink, but glue?
Hello, I am Vigo, sub-commander of the 11th Legion and head of the Ink Guard. You must be the other detective. I managed to receive a reassignment here after my sister, Citrius, was commissioned as the guardian of the Ink Orphanage. The orphanage itself was in ruin when we arrived. Me, Citrius, Sorrel, and, August repaired the orphanage together. The orphans here are the children of my friends who fell in battle during the Raven War, so I care deeply for them. Apprentice. Oleander, the other detective, did most of the, detectiving. The city of Ink is secluded. Murder never happens. Most of our work as the Ink Guard is ceremonial. The city of Ink was originally a hub for diplomacy and a bastion for the Salt Kingdom. The Ink Guard, the kingdom's greatest fighting force. It's an honor to be an Ink Guard, but now our rule is relegated to the rare ratty tourist and settling disputes between Benzar and Coldfeet. I rambled again. Point is, I'm a soldier, not a detective. But Detective Oleander found the motive, a journal. August's knife was in the king's neck. Doesn't get more clear-cut than that. The murder weapon. The blade that marked both the king's death and August's conviction. We have it stored. Mir was the last to examine it after Oleander. Best to talk with Mir. He can arrange a viewing of the evidence for you. Apprentice. Yes. August. Truly a tragedy. Most everyone loved him, and a wizard with the chisel. Would carve flowers and leaves that looked real. But now, what monster murders his own brother? See, August? I'm sorry, Apprentice. We're a tight-knit community here, and Oleander visits once a year. He's already completed his investigation. I'd hate to give my community false hope and question Detective Oleander in the process.
I've never seen you around. Strange time to visit the city of Ink. You're an apprentice to the master detective? What do you wish to talk about? Not much happens in the city of Ink, other than the murder. It's nice to catch up with those from back home. Always so much bustle and Dane. I am the caretaker of the 3 orphans you see scurrying around the city. They're good pups. Agoth is a bit of a troublemaker, but no doubt he'll learn with Cato and Roman as his brothers. Also, Captain Vigo is my brother. Yes, I always wanted pups. Cato, Roman, and Agoth are wonderful pups, too. It's truly a shame that they lost their parents in the Raven War, but everyone lost someone in the Raven War. Vigo and I are siblings. We have stuck together since we were born, working together. My husband and I even shared a house back in Dane with him and his wife, before the war. After the Raven War, he was to be named the new... I'm happy to help with your investigation, Apprentice, but I really do not know much. I was putting the pups to bed the night the king died. He had mentioned to me in passing there were attempts all the time on ranking officials of the Empire, mainly from 3 groups, but said that he had only been targeted once. I don't know. The king just told me these things.
Hello again, Apprentice.
What do you wish to know? I am doing much better now that you're here. Maybe I will sleep tonight finally.
Hello.
What do you... I am Steward Sorrel. I am relatively new to the City of Ink. Been here for a little over 2 years. Before I was steward, I was a professor of political science at the Academy, and a policymaker at the Innovation Reserve. Grew up around Dane. I didn't want to be steward, but Eli asked me to apply after the current Emperor, Lucan XIV of Algon, insisted a steward take the responsibilities that were previously August's. Emperor Lucan XIV is actually first cousins to August and Mir, though he's much older than them. Many think his insistence that a steward was a play to make King Mir the next emperor. With August's removal from the royal line and no existing heir, the entire burden of the City of Ink and the Salt Kingdom rested upon King Mir, barring him from ever becoming emperor due to his responsibility. Of course, Mir could have requested a steward or even pardoned August back to royalty, but the emperor endorsing a steward of Ink is a much more politically potent move. It may have even paved the way for an emperorship endorsement for Mir. So, my role is, to my fear, I suppose, increasingly paramount. I never wanted this. I was a scholar, a researcher. Now I find myself leading a kingdom I've only lived in for 2 years. Of course, the Senate must affirm my role, but it will happen. Eli asked me to apply because I am someone who does not want power. There were many who applied, but sought power for power's sake. One need only go to the Senate to know what I suggest.
Hello.
Yes, I can tell you everything I know. I was sleeping by the time the murder occurred. Vigo woke me and informed me. I sent Edgar Allen that night to fly to Salt with a letter for the Master Detective Drake. Edgar Allen passed it off to the Crostal Postal. Edgar Allen. He's a bit slower than most crows, so I didn't trust him to fly all the way to Dane. Crostal Postal has a 1-day delivery guarantee. Lucky for us, Oleander was resting in the village Salt before the final climb to Ink. I think he visits Otho every year. Anyway, he began to ascend the mountain the next morning. It's a 2-day journey, so he arrived 2 days ago. That is all. Oleander asserted the same outcome the Ink God found August, but Oleander found the motive via the journal in August's house. I'm not sure what more you'll find, but Oleander was quick to admit that the investigation had holes, and that it would probably be picked apart in court.